E aí pessoal, bora começar mais uma gameplay de Vampyr. No último episódio nós chegamos até essa parte de trás da igreja. Nós estamos seguindo com a missão principal para encontrar o para ver quem está chantageando, né, a outra vampira. E nós já descobrimos que é uma das enfermeiras que trabalha no hospital. Então, estamos procurando informações sobre o mesmo. Bora lá. Drops. E tem um corpinho aqui. Lembrando que é sempre bom pegar todos os drops que der. Isso a gente vai utilizar bastante, tanto para fazer medicamento como também para upar as armas. Lembrando também que faz parte dos troféus, para poder fazer 100% do jogo. Vamos ver o que tem aqui, que é sem saída. Esse não tem nada. Aqui tem muita conversão.
Good evening, sir. I'm Dr. Reed. I would like to ask...
Please be my guest. Although I may not be the best informant regarding this part of town, my words speak about that which the eyes cannot see.
Really? Are you an
I'm a poet, sir. Richard Nither...
Are you aware that your life could be in danger?
But this is where I must be to feel the real beat of the city. I had to come, see it for myself, alone.
If some misfortune came upon you, who would be here?
Well, you, for a start, my dear doctor.
I understand your need for solitude.
I don't care. I don't have many friends, Doctor, and...
What are your thoughts on the terrible...
Terrible, you say? No. Of course,
What are you talking about?
Do you remember London before the flu?
Yes. The enjoyable silence of the grave. You have a unique perspective on the situation, I must admit.
Most people fail to understand my perspective. I don't blame them. But how could I call myself a poet if I veiled my feelings?
May I ask what you're doing at this hour of night, sir? Do you live here?
Not at all. I'm just enjoying the pleasure of a quiet walk. Though night talks are always preferable, if you ask me. Especially with
If you say so. But as a physician in a time of epidemic, I must caution you to avoid unnecessary...
Thank you, Doctor. But we both know the seeker of truth has to go boldly where the weak dare not.
But are you not afraid of...
Oh, why should I? I see some equity in the Spanish flu.
Tell me, Mr. Nethercott, why seek inspiration in Whitechapel?
The place is not beautiful per se, but how to explain it? Stirring and challenging.
In what way, exactly?
The struggle by gaslight, the barren smiles, and the arid hunger under the...
If you say so.
Such vibrant antagonism and...
Vivid, of course, yes.
Oh yes, the poignant distress. You see what I mean, don't you? That's what I want to write about, and that's what Whitechapel is made of.
Do you not think it...
On the contrary, sir, Whitechapel is full of life, full of beauty. Just like my dear muse, the wonderful Camellia.
What can you tell me about Camellia?
Not much, and that's the beauty of it. She can't speak, you know. She's a locked mystery who exhales kindness and sweetness.
And have you ever tried to learn more about her? Where she lives?
Maybe I prefer she remains an enigma. Reality can be so...
Perhaps you're just afraid to find out the truth about...
One day, perhaps, I'll ask her to come with me. But will she still be my wild flower of Whitechapel if she moves up?
May I ask you a few questions about the district?
Extraordinary part of town, is it not?
I'm looking for Dorothy Crane.
Dorothy Crane. Oh, I love the name. The Crane...
What can you tell me about an old man called Darius?
Darius Petrescu. Yes, I know him. At first, I thought he was only a small publisher. I invited him to publish my work, but his reaction was pretty clear.
Not interested in your talent?
Darius is an old political activist who takes delight in printing tracts and lampoons. Those communist activities only require mediocre...
I'll leave you alone.
Bom, não tenho certeza se eu já li tudo isso daqui, mas vamos abrir e fechar só para confirmar, porque se não tiver sido aberto como lido, ele não vai contar para algumas informações sobre as pessoas.
So, Mr. Hooks and Nurse Hawkins are an item. A love letter from Joe Peterson's wife addressed to Barrett Lewis. Who should I give it to, I wonder?
Teve monte de coisa assim, né?
Oh, Camellia, flower of Whitechapel, an angel made flesh, I tell you. Some of us come to this world already touched by grace.
Good evening, Mr. Niven.
And good evening.
I'll leave you alone, sir.
Então agora vamos só ver se tem alguma coisa para pegar por aqui. Parece que não. E aqui nós vamos por aqui porque nós precisamos falar com mais uma pessoa. Uma informação carmelita ao mexer nas flores. Aí tá a carmelita.
Good evening, miss. I'm Dr. Reed. I'd like to ask you a few questions. I know what you're thinking. A tall stranger who meets a girl in the street at night. It reeks of the penny dreadfuls. But I mean you no harm, truly. I know you understand what I'm saying. Your silence has nothing to do with you being mute, does it? Camellia, I know you work for Dorothy Crane. Please tell me about her secret dispensary. A stubborn and mute comrade. Nurse Crane and Darius Petrescu have been clever. Tell me about Richard Nithercott. I understand he is quite fond of you, Camellia. Very well.
Parece que não deu certo. Ela é muda de verdade. Carta de Darius Petrescu.
The content of Darius' letter to children could give me more leverage to enter. Darius is a bit less of a mystery now. It should not be that difficult to incite him to let me in.
Bom, conseguimos ver tudo. Conseguimos pegar todas as informações que queríamos. Agora eu teria que vir por aqui e pegar esta parte pelo meio, que foi a única parte que faltou eu olhar. Antes, vamos dar uma olhada para ter certeza que não estamos deixando nada para trás. O pessoal aqui tá bem doente. Tá fechado, então vamos vir aqui em cima. Não tem nada aqui em cima.
Don't be shy, handsome. What can Christina do?
I'm not looking for what you're selling.
All right then, but be quick, though I usually get paid when I open my mouth.
Do you know Nurse Dorothy?
I don't know her, but I know her name is Dorothea Crăciunescu. She came from Romania like me and many others. Dorothea helps the sick people of Whitechapel.
Clayton Darby claims he will expose the crisis in
I believe Clayton's courage will erode with time, until he finally leaves Whitechapel to start another fight somewhere else.
Are you talking from a...
I've seen your type come here to get a good fuck in a cheap room or a dark alley before going back to their fancy houses in the...
Why this skeptic?
How can you speak about starvation if you've never been hungry? Or about...
Christina, have you been examined? The epidemic is spreading fast in London, and you could be exposed, or expose others.
I don't like doctors or hospitals, but I don't like you at...
You can put your own life in danger, that's your decision. But what...
And you think that would worry me? If you knew the men I deal with, their health would not be what you'd worry about.
Considering your line of work, I assure you it is only a matter of time before you have health.
If it is going to happen, it will happen. Right now, I need money. That's what's important.
Tell me about you.
Are you joking with me?
I have no interest in your work. I am, however, curious as to what led you into this career.
Short story. The war, exile, and England. This country is not especially welcoming.
I'm sure you could have found another job. Perhaps...
And when exactly was the last time you looked for a job? Or worried about the...
Goodbye, miss.
Vamos ver.
You look so pale, my lord. Would you like me to revive you? Pay me a glass and I'll be gentle. Pay me a bottle.
Excuse me, sir. I have a few questions for you. I'm not a journalist, I'm
A doctor, you say? It's quite a rare...
Really? But still, here I am. Dr.
I'm Joe Peterson to some, but Colossus Joe to most. And I don't remember asking for your service.
May I ask what you do around here?
I do whatever I want, and sometimes even more. Now,
According to you, physicians are scarce in this part of...
not familiar with this neighborhood, are you? I guess your fancy colleagues are too afraid of being stabbed in the...
This part of town does have quite a reputation. Would you say it's justified?
Totally. Look at me, for instance. I always look my opponent in the eye before knocking him out.
Have you heard of a nurse?
Dorothy Crane.
Could you please tell me...
She's a nice girl. Tries to help the migrants.
Goodbye, Mr.
Dá uma olhadinha. Tô faltando conhecer duas pessoas ainda. Eu completei 2 missões mesmo sem querer. Não gostei desse cara. Devolver a carta pra esse barete.
Welcome, sir. Please take...
I am Dr. Reed. I would like...
Doctor? Interesting. I'm Barrett Lewis. Usually I don't have time to waste with talk, but at this hour of the night I can hardly refuse.
Barrett, you had an affair with Joe's wife, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. She's the only woman I loved. My first regret is that she stayed with Joe after Harry was born. The second is I never shed a tear when she died.
Do you mean you're Harry's father?
No one will ever know for sure. And it's better that way. And I don't believe I'd have been all that bad as a dad.
Did you ever try talking to Joe?
Never. But I suspected he knew everything, even without knowing it. And he decided to make me pay in his own way.
As a merchant, you see Whitechapel every day. Have you noticed anything out of the ordinary?
What you mean besides the epidemic, the war, and all the usual crap? As long as I can remember, this part of town has been a bottomless pit, and no sign of the bottom yet.
Have you been hurt?
No, but that's only because I ran like hell. Those men were raving lunatics, I tell you. Not even able to speak anymore, just screaming.
Violence is increasing.
Yeah. A few nights ago, some blokes jumped me. Came out of one of the condemned workshops. Fever, madness, something like that.
Where did this happen? Why did you go there?
In the closed workshops nearby. I worked there as an apprentice in better days. Now I only go to find trinkets or tools. Too bad I was mugged, though. There was good money in that little box of loot I lost.
How is business around here?
Business? I have no business. Between this racket, theft, and customers getting scared, I'm losing money every day.
I see. Sounds like you blame someone in particular for your situation.
It's no secret Joe Peterson spends his time harassing merchants. But with me, he's trying to put me out of business once and for all.
Right then.
Foi esse carinha aí.
Hello, young man. I'm Dr. Reed, and I would like to ask you a few questions. May I enter, please?
Sorry, no, sir. My father does not like people entering our house, you see.
Your father is worried about you, boy. He asked...
So my father actually worries about me then?
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
So, may I ask you a...
I'm not bothered. What could...
Do you remember when Barrett Lewis was close to your family? To your...
Not really. I was too young. But I remember it was...
How was he towards you?
He was nice, I guess. He never forgot my birthday. He always offered me books. I liked books.
Why are you sad?
Because it hurts to remember a time when my father used to laugh and smile. It hurts to realize he's as sad as me now.
Forgive my bluntness, young man, but you don't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
Why should I? I never wanted to come here in the...
I'm sure your father did his best when he found this house. Times are tough for everyone, young man.
That's exactly what my father says. Harry, you should be grateful for what you've got. I wasn't even consulted when we moved here.
How do you feel?
I'm fine. I mean, it's not easy every day, but I'm fine. I'm just tired of being sick all the time.
Speaking of which, what can you tell me about your father?
My father is an idiot who makes idiot things.
If life here is so terrible for you, why?
I don't go outside. It terrifies me so. I went outside once without my father noticing and I saw terrible things.
So that's why you stay at home all day? For fear of the...
I'm not afraid of disease or death, Dr. Reed.
Do you...
Yes?
Goodbye, young man.
Even my dreams are soaked with gloom.
It's locked, all right.
Carta de recusa de candidatura. Caçadores de vampiros profissionais. Então o Joe queria ser um caçador de vampiro?
Is there only pain in suffering?
Neighbours, for Christ's sake. I'd prefer not to give you another beating, Barrett.
You again?
How did you become the local bully everyone is afraid of, Joe?
There's no pride in roughing up poor bastards. But this is the only job I've found. And it pays well, too.
A job? So you're racketeering for someone else?
I got enlisted by the Wet Boot Boys, a gang from the docks. I'm their muscle for their dirty...
Most people don't become thugs when unemployed.
I don't care what you think, sir. I do what I have to do for my own reasons, and that's that.
I'm not sure Mr. Lewis would agree with your by all means necessary philosophy, sir.
Oh, do you really think he's the poor victim here? Barrett can be as sneaky as anyone. Long ago, I even called the bastard my best friend.
Harry doesn't seem happy living in Whitechapel.
I've always put my son's interests above everything else.
You really love your son, don't you, Mr. Peterson?
He's my pride and joy. Even if he hates me for the choices I make and pushes me buttons more than he should.
Since the criminal nature of your job means you could be arrested...
No one will ever take my son away from me. If that ever occurred, I'd hunt the bastard down and rip off his head with my bare hands.
Do you have any
Only one. Not to have my beloved wife by my side.
Why do you keep on working for the gang, Joe? You know it doesn't...
It's true, I hate this job. And I know I made some bad...
You could leave tomorrow. Start another life in another town.
That's easy for you to say, Doctor. We are poor. My son's weak. And there's no way he'll endure another disappointment.
Goodbye, Mr. P.
Come on, take a look. Don't be a... Fancy bar.
You never... Joe Peterson. He's the villain here, isn't he?
I've known Joe for years. I saw him box once or twice. He was a friend that...
And no one has ever stood up to this thug?
No.
And no one...
Nobody would be fool enough to stand against the Wet Boot Boy.
What can you tell me about Mr. Peterson? Besides his behavior toward you, obviously.
Colossus Joe was a decent boxer, good one even. But after his wife passed away, he found every excuse to stop training. Just wanted to pick...
Without making excuses for him, it's safe to say that despair can poison even the sanest mind.
We've all had some rough times, ain't we? But most of us don't use our fists to see us through.
What do you know of Harry Peterson?
Harry's a good boy, but he spends most of his time complaining. He's had it tough, all right, but he needs to grow a pair.
What troubles him exactly?
Well, despite being his father's son, almost everything, I think. He never wanted to come to Whitechapel in the first place. Hates this place more than most of us.
I found this box in an abandoned building nearby. I believe it belongs to you.
Let's have a look. Yeah, this is mine. So, you faced those loons that roam around there. Extraordinary.
I suppose I was lucky.
Luck is a commodity round here. Yours should be properly rewarded.
About this package, it's not just tools and trinkets, is it?
I want to be rude or anything after your kind gesture, but it's none of your business.
Have you heard of a nurse? So she's trying to help her fellow immigrants. Why would that make her a villain?
Dorothy Crane ain't even a real name. Something like Dorothea Craniu. Something like that. Came to England fleeing the war, I was told.
That doesn't explain why she irritates you so much.
Your precious Nurse Crane gives away medical supplies and prescriptions for free. I offered to sell it for a fair cut, but no. Miss Crane wanted to play the quiet saint.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Luke.
Parece que nós encerramos a conversa com os dois. Faltou descobrir algo desse cara.
You again?
Goodbye, Mr. Peterson. Good evening, Harry.
Sure.
Even my dreams are soaked with glue.
So,
I'm not bothered.
would it ease tensions with your father if he got an honest job? Because he tried, you know.
I can't say. I'd be glad if he dropped his thug.
Why is that?
Sometimes I suspect it's me, Dr. Reed. Or it's this life. It's like I can't find my place.
Your father and Mr. Lewis used to be good friends.
I was young then. I don't remember Mr. Lewis ever coming back again after my mother died. Or was it after my father started bullying him? I don't know.
But you are not responsible for your father's actions.
Am I not? Dad always says that he joined that gang for my safety. So if I wasn't born, people wouldn't be worrying about...
Have you tried speaking?
I don't go out often, but yes. And he scolded me and told me to leave him alone. I guess my father frightens him too much.
Goodbye, young man.
Is there only pain and suffering in this world?
O cara foi.
You again?
Não liberou.
Goodbye, Mr. Peter.
Bom. O que nos sobrou é aqui.
Mr. Petrescu, just 1 minute, please.
You again. Go away.
Sir, wait. Stop this nonsense. I know Nurse Crane is here. Shall we speak man to man, you and I?
All right. Speak up.
Don't you see we're on the same side? We fight to help the poor, sick, and abandoned.
I'm nothing like you, Mr. Doctor.
Yes, you are. You too believe in providing medical care without charge. You know what we have to sacrifice to make the world a better place.
I have to admit your words have conviction. All right, I'll let you see, Dorothea. Don't make me regret this, though.
Espero que não. Mais um colecionável. Não abriu.
It's locked.
Tá fechado.
If you want to talk to Dorothea, you must go.
We've not been formally introduced. May I ask your name and occupation?
I am Darius Petrescu.
So Dorothy's real name is not Crane.
Like myself and many people in this area, Dorothea is from occupied Romania.
She seems important to the community.
More than you can imagine. The West End does not want to...
Tell me everything you know about Camellia, the mute florist.
I do not believe in the afterlife, Doctor, but I'm almost convinced Camellia is an angel. She volunteered to give up.
Who is she, really? Do you know?
She's not from around here, that's all we know.
You say she has no close family.
Well, there's that awful poet who constantly follows her around like a lost puppy. A good man for sure, but a very poor writer.
Are you not worried for...
She is as brave as she is tough, and clever too. If only I had met her when
Are you in love with Camellia?
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was young...
Are you in...
Don't be stupid. If I had met her when I was younger, we could have won our revolution.
Revolução.
Tell me...
I do...
Do you have any...
Who knows? I have abandoned my people.
This war won't last forever.
No. I have taught strength and determination to my sons and daughters. I'm an old, dying man who only has memories of...
Don't be embarrassed, sir. If you must know, my own father disappeared many years ago, and I forgave him.
It's quite awkward to talk about our families like this, but...
I know you fought for your country when it was occupied.
I know my days are numbered, and I know I won't see my homeland again.
But Romania escaped the grasp of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. It's a free country again.
But it's not the country I fought for. My homeland is not appeased, Doctor. And I still see a dark future ahead for my people.
How did you meet Nurse Crane, Darius?
I'm her oldest friend in England. Dorothea and I share many ideas about this country and about...
You mean occupied Romania, don't you? Even if not directly, I fought against...
Really? Then perhaps you have more in common with Dorothea than meets the eye, Dr. Reed.
Goodbye, Mr.
Ok. Essa cidade inteira tá doente. Vamos trancar isso daqui. Trancar isso daqui também. O que falta é entrar aqui. Parece que tem alguém se transformando. Vou pegar tudo que der pra pegar.
Can you hear my voice?
Carta para a enfermeira Crane. quê?
I need help! He's going into convulsions, Doctor!
What do we have here, nurse?
Patient Raz Van Vasily. High fever running on 3 days. Complaints of dizziness, muscle aches, and head pain. Diagnosed with influenza.
Treatment?
Aspirin and salicin for the fever and discomfort. Liquids for dehydration, but he's having trouble keeping even water down.
Thank you, nurse. Anything else I should know?
He did lose consciousness this morning, but he's never had convulsions like these.
He's not convulsing, he's choking. He's not getting any air. Scalpel! Hand me that scalpel!
What can I do, Doctor?
I need to perform a tracheostomy. Short pipe. That rubber tube will do. We're going to cut a passage for air through the neck.
Yes, Doctor. He's breathing again, but he's coughing up blood.
Internal hemorrhaging. I need to make another incision into the chest cavity to drain the fluids from the lung. Prepare another tube.
A thoracostomy? Doctor, we've nothing to fight the infection. We need an aseptic environment.
Right then, Nurse Crane. What do you suggest we do?
I've no idea. I'm not the doctor.
Time is of the essence. We need to perform a thoracic drain.
Yes, Doctor. He's still bleeding, Doctor. I'm losing his pulse.
The drain must have punctured the intercostal artery. There's too much blood.
Are you all right, Doctor?
I can't see. I must first suture the artery. Find the wound. The source of the blood.
Needle and thread, Doctor.
Good. The stitches are holding. How's he doing?
We're losing him. We've lost his pulse. He's dying, Doctor.
A dose of epinephrine, now.
Yes, Doctor. We've lost the pulse. He's gone, Doctor.
Nurse, we did everything we could.
Truly? Everything you could. Is that how you'll report this in your log? Is this how the war went? Piling up one poor corpse beside the next?
This was not an influenza-induced seizure. I've never seen symptoms like these on the continent.
Neither have I. But the previous symptoms leading up to this attack were the same, indistinguishable from the epidemic.
No. There was something more vile in these reactions. Something primitive.
There have been numerous reports of mental breakdowns caused by the fever that accompanies the flu itself, Doctor.
Yes, but I'd best take some samples of the blood for analysis.
You're here to test my bedside manners.
It's locked, all right.
To what do I owe this courtesy? This is an I suspect it was more than intuition alone that led you to us. So, how might I be of service, Dr. Reed?
I've come to put an end to this insufferable blackmailing, Dorothy.
Doctor, you think your warnings scare me? I've stolen and plied, blackmailed and lied, but what else am I to do? I'm all these people have.
Dr. Swansea is a sensible and honest man. He wouldn't have refused your friend's care at Pembroke.
It's easy for you to say, Doctor. These people cannot go to the police, nor to the hospital. They don't even speak English. They depend on me for everything.
But why Lady Ashbury? Why her, of all people?
She's pristine and proper, all right. But that she-wolf in sheep's clothing murders the poor for sport. I have her where she belongs, and I'll milk her for all she's got.
So, the end justifies the means.
I know you're kind, Doctor. Just another fine-heeled, silver-spooned gentleman who was given the world on a platter. You know nothing of poverty, nothing of the shame, the hunger, the loneliness.
You've convinced me of the sincerity of your actions and their noble justifications. But all the same, blackmail is a crime, and it will stop, Nurse Crane.
So, are you going to turn me over to the authorities?
Eu não posso abraçar ela, não posso matar ela.
No. Your place is here. Jailing you would be an even greater crime. So, here is my proposition. I'll look the other way on your little enterprise. In exchange, you will resign from the Pembroke Hospital and provide me with medical supplies when the need arises.
Dr. Reed! That sounds like a business proposition. My accomplice, then?
No, just a privileged client. My research may require the occasional rare piece of equipment or ingredient. I'll pay good coin in exchange, fair and honest, to help finance your noble endeavors.
Acho que escolhi a opção correta.
We have ourselves a deal, Doctor. Good customers are always welcome.
Yes, Nurse Crane. We have a deal.
It's locked, all right.
Tá, mas eu quero falar com ela.
It's locked.
Que isso?
This one stinks already. It's one of them! He's dead!
Que foi isso? Cadê a enfermeira?
It's locked, all right.
Tá, ela tá ali dentro, ela tá salva, pelo menos.
Easy does it, boys. We can deal with this vermin.
Cadê o outro? Que hora que eu matei? Tá, parece que ela saiu do quarto. Bora tentar falar com ela. Não.
It's locked.
Tá trancado. Bom, parece que foi isso.
Hello, Mr. Petrescu.
Hello, Doctor.
Aqui acho que não tem mais nada também. Tá, vamos pensar. Tô com quase 3.000. Era bom eu vir aqui no esconderijo pra upar, salvar e fazer medicamento pra essa cambada. Fazendo medicamento pra eles, eu posso voltar pro hospital. Eu precisava disso daqui também. Tem um aqui. Não, pra cá fica muito contramão. Bom, acho que é isso que eu vou fazer então. Vamos vir aqui. Parece que eu explorei todo esse mapa também. Bom, na verdade, acho que eu não explorei todo o mapa não. Aqui eu tinha subido numa parte que não tinha saído, se eu não me engano. Acho que era aqui.
It's locked, all right.
Isso.
I have this thirst for blood.
Aqui tem um corpo.
I can't believe I'm doing this.
Eu já vim aqui. Já. Ué, como é que ali é a entrada disso daqui? saída. Isso aqui tá fechado aí.
It's locked.
Aqui também. Tá. Vou ter que dar a volta então. Mas, infelizmente, nós vamos ficar por aqui nesse episódio. Eu peço então para vocês deixarem aquele like, compartilhe e comenta no canal o que vocês estão achando até o momento. E nós se vemos no próximo episódio. Com certeza peço para vocês não deixarem de se inscrever. Isso ajuda muito o canal. Então dá aquela curtida e se inscreva no canal, por favor. Agradeço e até o próximo episódio. Tchau, tchau.